guess what? We just broke 100,000 followers over on Instagram. So in 8 months, I went from 18,000 followers to 100,000 followers. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what you need to know in order to grow your account quickly. My name is Michelle Gifford. I'm a brand and marketing strategist. I help you grow online. And I'm excited for this video because I'm showing you all the secrets, because I think it's so important that you understand what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong so that you can grow your business online. And make sure that you stick around to the very end, because the last tip that I give you really is the thing that brings me thousands of comments and turns those comments into valuable DMs and emails. So let's get into it. About 10 months ago, I decided to change my strategy on Instagram. I always taught business. I've always been educational, but I talked about all of the things. I used to talk about blogging and email marketing and Pinterest and Instagram and social media all on one account. And because I tell people all the time to niche down, I knew that niching down would be really beneficial, but it felt scary. I decided back in about October that I was going to niche down, and so I started just teaching Instagram on Instagram. And then I posted a reel in November. 2 weeks later, it went viral, like completely viral, over 5 million views. And then I had another one go viral and another. And it was really the turning point for my Instagram account. So if you are looking to grow really quickly, then you need to start by niching down. And I know I get a lot of resistance from people because they feel like they have so much to give, right? And how can I just talk about one thing? Well, when I think about niching down, I think about really the one person with the one problem to solve. And the truth is, if you can niche down for a while until you're known for that one thing, then it allows you to start branching out to other things. And when I started looking at a broader view, is if I niche down for a year or two, then I can start adding email marketing and Pinterest marketing. And I can do it through the lens of Instagram, because I can teach email marketing and how you get people to go from Instagram to your email list. I can teach that now, and it's just changing the lens. The next thing, and this is going to be a shock to you, but if you are creating really valuable content and you're not growing, then I think you're doing this one thing wrong. And not a lot of strategists or experts are really talking about this, but it is really the key, and that is to start creating content for people who don't follow you. And that might be confusing at first, but think about it. The whole goal of your feed is to nurture your audience and to bring new people in. And if we only talk to the people who already know us, then those are the people who are going to stick around. They're going to love us, but we're going to have a hard time growing. And so I started to create content on the edges of my niche, and those were for people who don't follow me yet. Because really what I want is I want to start working with the algorithm. I know everyone hates the algorithm. Everyone's really worried about the algorithm, and it's changing all the time. And the truth is, the algorithm is changing all the time because it's taking in more information and trying to understand the user better so that it can put the right content in front of the right user. So I realized that if I started creating content that worked with the algorithm, that the algorithm could trust me and the kind of content I created, and start putting my content in the explore feed in front of people who don't follow me. And so it was a really big mindset shift, but when I did that, I realized I could actually work with the algorithm to grow. Now, this doesn't just happen instantly, but it takes niching down again, because the algorithm wants to come to depend on you and the content you create. But start creating content on the edges of your niche and start thinking about who is that person that I want to follow me but doesn't yet. The next thing is to create carousels for save and shares. I use my carousels for nurture content, and that's just to set me up as the expert and to make sure people understand that I can serve them. When I started going viral with my reels in December, I wanted to have some of my carousels go viral. It was a little bit harder to go viral just because the reels algorithm is different than any other algorithm on Instagram. One of the big differences is that it puts your content in front of people who do not follow you. So because that's true, it's easier for reels to go viral and to get in front of people. But carousels are a little bit different. I really wanted my carousels to be on the explore feed, and it took some work. But what I did is I started creating really, really good, valuable content that people would share and save. And the more I did that, and the more the algorithm understood that, the more my content started being shown in the explore feed and getting new people to come to my account. Now, these people that come to my account from a carousel are actually more valuable because they are looking for more of my deep content, because sometimes with my reels, it's more attraction content. And so how do you create these carousels that are really good? So first, a carousel is one of those posts that has multiple pictures or graphics that you can scroll through. But there is a right and wrong way to do these carousel posts. And the first thing that you need to do is to have a really effective hook. A hook provides value and also warrants curiosity. So we want to tell people why they need this valuable information, and we also want it to evoke provoke some curiosity so that they want to click and scroll through. Another thing with the carousel is the more specific a problem, the better. Maybe you're a plant shop and you want to do a carousel. Like, yes, you could do how to not kill your plant. That's kind of a boring one. It's pretty broad, it's pretty general. But what if you did something more about how to stop fungus gnats from driving you nuts? That is something that people really relate to, that's so specific that the right person can see it, they'd probably save it, they'd probably share it. And so really hone in on a very specific problem that you're solving. And then when you're creating that carousel, tell them where you're gonna go and then tell them what to do. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you get those carousels and you just don't know how long they're gonna go, is it gonna be the full 10 slides or is it gonna be 2? One of the things I like to do is number the slides of my carousel. So if there's a 5-slide carousel, then the first one will have at the bottom 1 out of 5, so that they know that it's the first page out of 5 pages. So the first page is a hook, and then the second can kind of explain where you're going. And then the last slide, after you provide the value, tell them what you want them to do. Do you want them to like? Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to share? Tell them. People don't want to guess, and people won't guess. They will just move on. But if you want them to save it, tell them to save it. But be very, very specific about what you want them to do on that last slide. Next is short form video. If you really want to go viral, you've got to master the art of short form video. These are 7-second videos that really get shared and seen more. If you go to my Instagram account, you'll notice that I have a lot of reels that are very valuable, but they aren't very long. And a lot of them are using B-roll, which is just video content of you doing whatever you want. It could be you walking around, it could be you at your desk, and you use these little short clips and you put some trending audio behind it with some valuable information, and those are more likely to get saved, shares, watched all the way through. And Instagram, one of the metrics that they're using in order to see if a piece of content is valuable is watch time. Are we giving them content that people will watch all the way through? If not, then we need to up our content game and add more value. We can do that by literally adding more value to the content, which is like solving a problem. We can also use transitions to keep people interested in watching the video. And again, we have to use hooks. I always say that hooks are the gateway to people watching your content or opening your email. And if you want my 131 hooks guide for free, you can click the link below. I have a whole guide of how to use them and what those are. And I've gotten really great feedback from people who have actually implemented it and are just taking off. The next one is that you have to create content. Listen, if you go to my page, you will see that I have created thousands of posts. And if you want to get better at being a content creator, then you need to start creating content. You're going to get people that say that you only need to create a few times a week. And it's true if you're already a good content creator. But what I found in coaching hundreds of women and being on the inside of a lot of big businesses, what is happening is people don't know how to create the right content for their audience. And so until you create a lot of content, you don't know how to create that good content that your audience actually likes. You have to commit to create. I had a call with Instagram, like we actually got on the phone with someone from Instagram. And one of the things that they told me is that consistency is one of the things the algorithm is looking for in order to push your content out. Do you show up on a consistent basis, and can the algorithm trust you? So commit to creating, even when it's hard. Growth isn't linear. And so you could be chugging along, not getting much traction, and then one day a reel could take off and it could completely change your account. But if you don't put in the work, you'll never get to that. Are you ready for my secret weapon? The secret weapon is something that is automated. Doesn't that sound great? It's called ManyChat. This isn't sponsored. I just love ManyChat. So ManyChat is a way for you to automate your comments and your DMs. So how it works is you sign up, you connect your account to ManyChat, and then you set up a workflow. And how a workflow usually looks is you can tell them to comment a word, and you can figure out what that keyword is. They comment a word in your comment section, and then they get a DM, and it can be a link or whatever you want it to be. And then you can also set up auto responders up to like 10, so that when someone comments, that it automatically responds, and it's not like the same response over and over again, and then they get that automated DM. Now, I've been using this for the last few months, and it is the thing that is growing my email list, and it's also one of the things that is getting me so many views, and it's also helping me push my content out to more people because I'm getting so much engagement. And it's not that ManyChat is like pushing my content out there. It's that it's making it so easy to comment on my posts and then have these auto replies, and it gets people in my DMs. Instagram loves it. And so because of that, I have thousands of comments on some of my posts, and Instagram keeps pushing out that content to more people, and more people are saving and sharing. So I definitely recommend ManyChat. I am an affiliate. If you're interested, you can click the link below. So these are the strategies that I implemented in order to grow so quickly and so much. If you start implementing them now, then you are going to start seeing more and more results. If you want more tips and tricks, make sure that you are subscribed. Find me on Instagram, and I will see you next time.